Welcome to DK Champ. I wanted to show you my thoughts on the Tennessee-Houston game tonight. This is somewhat of a rivalry game, so you can expect to see throw some of the stats out the window in this one and just kind of go off of gut feeling more so. And that's basically what I'm going to do. So I wanted to show you some of the guys that I like, and we'll kind of go from there. There's not a sure set lineup, and I think that makes this where it's going to be a little bit better of a game, and anybody can win this lineup tonight. So a lot of people are going to be stacking Houston, which probably is going to be the way to go. But picking some of these players is going to be somewhat interesting. So Demaryius Thomas is one that has been traded from Denver. We all know Thomas from Denver. Set out week 10, and week 11 was targeted one time. Well, my thoughts on this is that we're going to see a tremendous increase in Thomas, and I think they're going to force him the ball in this situation. So for him at 10 in the captain spot, I think that is a really good pick. If you don't want to put him in the captain spot, you can roll down and put him for 72. But I like him in the captain spot because he frees up a little bit more money for me later on down the road. So looking at this, I think I would play Thomas in the captain spot regardless of what team I stack. But if I'm going to stack Houston, I want to get Hopkins and Watson. And, Watson has been putting up some good numbers, but he did not during the Washington game. But he's been putting up decent numbers. And when he played this team last time, he did get 26.8 fantasy points. So he has a good chance here to repeat that. And I think he might be the better pick over Mariota, who did not play the first go-round in this game. So Mariota can be hit or miss as well. Both of these quarterbacks are kind of hit or miss. So one way you can stack this is just putting all the stud receivers in it and just kind of hoping that the quarterbacks throw some interceptions in the process and go with all receivers. I'll definitely do a lineup that way. And then I'll probably do a stack with Tennessee, only going with Mariota, Davis, Lewis, and Sharp. And then, kind of going the other way. And Smith has been amazing here as of recently. He's been going for 11, 13, 10. So I'm going to show you actually two different lineups. So I'm going to go one with the Houston stack. So I'm going to go with Watson. And then I'm going to go Coty. And I really like Sharp. If I'm going to play a Tennessee guy, it's potentially well there. But I also think Smith might be the better option. So I'll get him for 4. And then that leaves me with 22. And then I can go with any of these guys. Thomas at tight end. I could go with Carter. I think Thomas might be your best bet at tight end, but there's nothing really above him that I'm too concerned about. So that could be one lineup that way, and then I could come back out and do the same thing with Tennessee. And if I'm going to do Tennessee stack, I'm going to put Sharp as my number 1. I'll do Corey Davis, do Mariota, of course. And then I'll come down and go with Smith. And I might flip-flop Smith and Sharp in the captain, just give me a lot more money. And that frees me up quite a bit. I can actually do quite a bit more with this. One thing that I haven't thought of yet, but let's see. I know the guys that I want to play, and I know the guys how I'm going to kind of stack this, but let's just see what happens if I can go with Smith in that captain spot. And then I go... And the running backs are decent, but I just don't see the value so much in those as I do the receivers. This is going to be a passing game. I don't see a lot of running in this. I may throw them in there. The problem that I don't like about it is that these guys are splitting some of the time. So I don't want to have to risk, like Derrick Henry could easily take more carries than Lewis. And it's just, you just don't know how to go with that. So. All right, so back to that. So that leaves me there. So I'm going to come down and put sharp. So that gives me like the stack that I kind of want to look at here. And the reason I don't really like the running back so much is because they are not involved as much in the passing game, and I like running backs that are involved in the passing game. I think they're reach value way easier than guys that have to run, and this is, I mean, two tough defenses to run against, so that's why I'm not really too concerned about the running game today. All right, so that did not free up a whole lot at all. I thought it would, but if I'm going to play somebody, I'm definitely going to go with Hopkins, and then that would free me to get Dion Lewis here. So this is like one way you could go with it. There's so many different options, but I think stacking, I think as a GPP, stacking Tennessee against Houston is a good idea. But then again, I think that you probably have a better shot of scoring more points stacking the Houston game, but it does leave you where you can't get guys that are going to get in the game, and that's the part I struggle with. This way, if you do it this way, you got all these guys are definitely going to see the field and they're definitely going to play a lot of snaps. If you do it the other way, it may not be the case. But just keep an eye on guys that I think are definitely going to have a really good game. It's going to be Watson, Coty, Demaryius Thomas. I think will have the biggest game. Kickers, both kickers have a chance to do well. I'm a little bit scared of defenses in this game, even though Houston is a big favor and is 54 in this. I think that the kickers would be a better option than the defenses in this situation, and that's kind of my take on it so far. So let me know what you think. I'm going to go with this one, but I'm going to probably play about six to eight lineups, and I'm actually going to play most of these in the $100 satellite for the $100 NFL ticket. So I'm going to try to win one of those in tonight's showdown. So let me know what you think, and good luck tonight.